So I was like, dude, go buy Tarkov. I was like, you want a game that you think you can beat me at even more, go buy Tarkov. He went and bought it. I said, dude, I'm not helping you. I'm not helping you at all. I just want to see you go into the game. Dude, he had no clue what the game was. He loaded in and was like, what do I do? I was like, go find your extract. And he's like, what? And it's like,
where's my map?
yeah, the game is literally, and then you open the map and it just shows you a map. It's
And
just
you're like, where am I?
yeah, it
On the
just
map,
it's like,
and
yeah,
it's
you wanted a map. Here it is. Everybody, welcome to the Level Check podcast. This is episode 3. We got some pretty gnarly topics and some things that we want to change and try out for today. First off, unfortunately, we're doing this without Trev, the guy who first came up with the Level Check podcast name, and now we're going to be doing the thing he suggested, which is we're gonna do a level check around the room. So I think I could start. I'm level 40. Things are going well. Hopefully getting 42 this week. And then we can start making actual content. I got some really cool ideas for after I hit level 42. I'm hype on it. I'm really excited for it. So yeah, I got some big things coming to try out with the community and just playing the game, and I'm hype on it. So yeah.
Big.
Yeah.
Big. Can't wait to see it, dude.
Yeah. All right. Who's up next? Who's going?
Do y'all want to say the worst for last, or should I go next?
You could go.
Like,
yeah.
you can go.
Yeah.
Might as well just get it over with.
Yeah.
So I've just reached level 20. Poggers.
Nice.
Just reached
Let's
level
go.
20. I took. I think I've played a total of 2 days in the past 2 weeks, but this past day, Friday when I played, I had fun. So we might be back into it and diving back into it forehead
Been
first,
fun,
like we were
huh?
before. We'll see.
Oh, you had fun in Tarkov?
You're not allowed to do that. You know that?
It's wild.
You know,
Crazy.
Veritas made an entire like 45-minute video saying that you're not allowed to have fun in Tarkov, right? Yeah.
I know.
So
I don't know what happened. I had fun. So we I may have blacked out. I don't know.
But
it was
he was too drunk.
it was fun.
That explains
So
things.
well, we're back at it. We got about like 5 or 6 tasks done in one day. and
Nice.
What was it? So I streamed for 3 hours in the morning.
Yeah.
Felt really nice. Felt
Nice.
good.
Nice.
Good shit,
So yeah, big, huge.
You get 3 hours in the morning, and I think Trev gets 3 hours in the morning as well. And me and him were playing early last week, or on Friday last week. And we got him through a lot of stuff. We got him his thick case. And we got him through some raids and stuff. Yeah, so he may not be
the
here.
furthest he's gone, right?
Yeah. He's learning new quests. He's doing things that he's never done before. So it's been really cool to
That's
kind of.
awesome.
I get to play with him like once a week for those 3 hours, and I kind of like help him through his quests, or try to rather, because I mean I'm not very good at the game either. So
Yeah.
but at least I have the knowledge I can pass on to him. So
Yeah.
But
Let's go next.
Dom could go. Let's hear it.
Let's hear it, cutie.
Yeah, I'm halfway through level 43 right now. I'm just helping out my buddies, trying to help them reach to level 42 as well, so we can all be bored together. So yeah, I'm just mainly playing to make money, have fun, create content, and yeah, I'm currently working on jump shotting to get that down a little bit more.
It looks like fun.
Dude,
That's very frustrating.
Dom, did I send you the clip of Willers hitting the guy with the pistol over the barrier?
Yeah,
Insane. In freak insane. He just makes it look so easy.
It's annoying.
Like he just jumped and it was like poink, and I was like, what?
If you want an expert on jump shotting, you should check out AK-103s. That guy is fucking insane. He does it on laps, dude. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. He'll just jump over the ledge, break both his legs, get a blacked out thorax. But while doing that, he like jump shots to people like it's nothing.
That's
crazy.
Insane. But anyway, last but not least, the man with barely working PC, Waylon.
That'd be me.
Have you been playing Tarkov at all?
No, I I have played a maximum, I think, of 2 games with Dom, this morning in
Okay.
the past 3 weeks. I'm level 38. Um, I've just not been having a great time with Tarkov, but also every time I try to get back into it, my computer wants to say, "Screw you, you're not playing it right now, you're taking a break."
Yeah,
Mm.
So,
which
that's where I'm
kinda
at, but it's been going good.
really sucks because I feel like Tarkov, the changes that they've made recently have been really good changes and have made the game a lot more fun. Now, the sound is still broken, which we don't need to like reiterate. We all know that the sound is just absolutely the worst thing ever.
Mm.
And that makes the game really, really hard. But a lot of the other things that they have done, which we'll get into later in the podcast, really have like helped a lot, you know? I feel like I'm allowed to enjoy more of the game now instead of trying to slog through whether it's the movement, whether it's the recoil or the sound. It's like they're kind of taking things down notches so that you can enjoy playing the game, not as it's fun, but as in you can experience everything, not just I have to slog around at 5 million kgs and not be able to move. And it's just like it makes the game loop and experience a little better.
Mhm.
Um, but so I last week was like, you know what, guys, I'm doing it. I'm gonna go in the streets. People were saying that the stability and things were better as a PMC. If you kind of went in, things were good. So I took an entire day and I ran nothing but streets. I got about 80% of the tasks done. A couple of them I just need to find keys and stuff like that. But guys, streets is a ton of fun. It is
Oh
so
yeah.
I don't know like
I
how
hear it's a
many of
lot of
you
fun.
like it's not a hard map to learn, right? It's just got like it's 4 quadrants and it's got really good like landmarks of like knowing where you're at once you know what you're looking for. But what makes it crazy is the verticality and like the paths. Like you can go, okay, so it has these blocks, right? It's got these like actual like quadrants of the map. But then as you're going through, you can like cut through all the quadrants. You can go into almost all the buildings and kind of cut through them that way, or you can just run down the street. So it like takes this map that is people are like, "Oh, it seems so small," and it's not the biggest map, but the verticality and how the depth of the map makes it absolutely insane. Now,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
the
you
way how intricate it is in
yeah,
reality makes a big change to the Tarkov we know because it
yeah,
turns more into an urban shooter instead of like this open map experience.
which we never have had before. We've never gotten
Exactly.
to
Mhm.
really test urban combat. I mean, yeah, you have dorms, but that's 2 buildings. Yeah, you have shoreline, but that's all like you're going into the resort and that's all inside, you know? You have
Yeah.
labs, but again, that's all inside. You have interchange where it's like you get to the inside and then you're just inside. Where
Mm.
streets is you are running from like building to building. You go to cross the street and you're like, this is a big ass street. Like, I'm scared to cross this.
Mhm.
And then like
Yeah.
the one thing I could say about it is like the scavs are a little bit overboard. I feel like there's just 5 million at all
Mhm.
times. And it's just like you know how some most of the time you go through a raid and you might use like half a Salewa or something like that.
Yeah.
In streets,
Yeah.
you were like, "Oh shit, I just ran out of my Salewa." Like, and I'm not ready to get out yet. Like you because you just get lit up by scavs like crazy. So the
Mhm.
game and the map keeps you on your toes like crazy. It's pretty
Oh, yeah.
nutty. But it's definitely
Yeah.
really cool to be able to go into like all the stores
Mhm.
and just like go find loot places, you know?
I mean, that's what I love and kind of hate about streets at the same time. I've had it happen to me like 20 times already where I just want to go from one store to another and someone's sitting in a window. I mean, I know it's kind of the whole streets thing,
Yeah.
but it's kind of annoying because, well, we all know Tarkov, people don't move.
Yeah.
Especially this wipe
Right?
with the sound, I just
Yeah.
missed it.
Yeah. But see, I kind of like
yeah.
that. I kind of like the fact that you could be looking at a building and it's like, I don't know where that person could be.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think it's more of like an immersive style map than anything we've had before. Because
You have to
any
be a
other,
little more on your toes
yeah,
throughout the whole map.
and I'm
Yeah.
sure that's gonna wear off. I'm sure like in a few wipes or whatever, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, that guy's shooting at me from third floor, second window from the right, easily." Like
Yeah.
just like, "Oh, I know where that guy's at," you know.
Mm.
But I also feel like it's gonna be a great map to set up ambushes and to like snipe on. Honestly, like, there's a lot of places that it reminds me almost of like the old Modern Warfare 2, like from way back, like the original MW2, where I don't know if you guys ever played like Infected or anything.
I love that game.
Yeah, you would play like Infected, Michael
That
Myers,
was fun.
yeah, like hide and seek, just stuff like that. And those
Yeah.
maps, you could walk on like the little tiny ledges to get somewhere. And
Yep.
on streets, there are places that you can do that. Like you can jump off a ledge, like out onto a balcony of like a building and like walk along the balconies like to some other place that you can't get to unless you get out there like that. Dude, it's like it's pretty nutty.
Mhm.
Like on high rise on Modern Warfare 2 to get up on the roof, you had to like know the pathway to
Right.
get up there.
Yeah.
Like that's
Mhm.
what it's almost reminding me like. And for some reason that's something I've been really into lately. Like going to Shoreline, the little town, I now just realized you can get on like every single one of those roofs and just like jump from like roof to roof. And I love
Oh, yeah.
being in there now. I love it. I think it's so much fun to like, okay, I know a guy's over here. Let me get on this roof and just get real wacky with it, you know? And it's just like it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to try
You
and
mean
come out with new ways.
you mean a village with all the stashes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You can
Right by
literally
tunnel.
get on any roof. Yeah,
The one by
yeah.
tunnel, yeah. Yeah, it's so much fun. Hold on one sec. Bella's being mean. You guys talk.
I can't run it, so it'll be a while before I actually give that a good old college try, you know.
Mm.
But my whole thing is that like it does seem like a great map. Watching it looks like great content and everything. Like especially I've been watching people that like to run every single scav run on streets.
Mhm.
The player scav runs, like if you get a good scav army together, it is a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of fun.
Well,
It
that
is a
and
ton of fun.
you join in the scav and it's like there's 45 minutes left in the raid. And it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
insane.
I have
wild.
an actual raid here. Like all the loot's still there. The one thing is I don't know where like a lot of the main loot spawns. I've never really been a guy to be like, "Oh, let's go find the meta loot spots," you know? So,
When those start to become more known knowledge, like it happened on Interchange, like everyone knows every single one of those spawns now that plays this
yeah.
game. Once it becomes
Yeah.
known knowledge, just like Interchange or I mean Reserve, you can just find loot anywhere.
Yeah.
But with Interchange, there's still hot spots that are loose spawn spots every single
Mhm.
time. I feel like once maybe through this wipe and then next wipe, it's even gonna get more insane because everyone's gonna know exactly where those spawn points are.
Yeah, because everybody learns the flow of the
There's gonna
map
be
and the
hot
timing.
spots.
Yeah, the timing
Mhm.
of okay, this guy he spawns over here. There's gonna be loot here. He's coming here. Let's set up an ambush
Yeah.
and kill him, which is a good
But
thing and a bad thing. You know,
exactly.
like it gets
Let's
to a
get to
point where
that.
it's like it becomes too repetitive. Like interchange. That's why whenever I
Those
learned
spawns.
interchange, I learned it as a scav. So
Yeah.
I found
I did
those
too.
weird niche spots that nobody really loots, and
Mhm.
like I will run that as a PMC, and I won't ever run into people. You know, it's kind of like you got to find those weird spots, and those are the big
Yeah.
money ones usually.
I hope it's not gonna be like interchange, and it's gonna be a little bit more like shoreline, or shoreline. I mean the resort.
Mhm.
Um, because I see a lot of things in common. Because once you get into the depth of the resort, it can be very intricate, and a lot of even experienced players that know Shoreline as a map, but don't know the exact loot spawns. Like I still see 90% of the players walk past 311 and just go straight for 301, for example.
Yeah.
Or people who don't check the med bag on the 3rd floor next to 3-1, on the balcony and west. And even the double bags in the basement.
Oh
and
yeah.
I hope that Streets is gonna be just like in that sense, to the point where everyone knows a good bit of the loot spawns, but like some of the good loot spawns will still only come with experience of playing the map and knowing
Exactly.
it.
Yeah, and that was something you said, the basement duffel bags. Dude, there's like 7 duffel bags down there that I never knew were there until I was like, "Oh, I know there's a duffel bag down in the basement. I'm looking for my LEDX. Let me just go check the duffel bag downstairs." And I was like, "Oh, while I'm down here, let's see if there's any other loot here." And then you just find duffel bag, duffel bag, duffel bag, duffel bag. And it's like, "Yo,
Yep.
there's a ton
I-
here."
You were talking about the village earlier.
Yeah.
When we're talking about the village, we're talking about at least 5 hidden caches, 8 duffel bags, at least 9 jackets, 2 med bags, 6 weapon crates.
Jeez, he's just
And that's
reading
what
down
I
the
mean.
list. He's got the list up here. He's just like, I got it. But I mean,
I wonder
like,
if you set a poll of like Shoreline players, like whether you prefer West Wing or East Wing. I wonder what the actual poll result would come out to. You would assume that West Wing would come out on top for sure, right?
I'm an East Wing guy. I like
See?
the loot and the
You guys like
fighting
this
in
guy.
East Wing.
I like East Wing as well.
Do
If
you
I-
really?
Batman.
I like East Wing. Yeah, I
I'm
am
all
way
West Wing guy.
I'm way more comfortable in East Wing than West Wing. The only
Yeah.
reason I go to West Wing is for loot. That's it.
Yeah.
I think the reason
yeah, I
for
guess
East
it depends
Wing,
on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
I think the reason for East Wing for people that like fighting is because there's not a floor that isn't accessible no matter what to go all the way down.
True.
So like West Wing 3rd floor, you're blocked
Yeah.
off. Second
Yeah,
floor, you
that's
have to jump
true.
over barbed wire.
Mhm.
The only thing
there's
on
restrictions
East
on the
Wing
fighting for sure.
is like you just have to go through a door to go out the next one, but it's not locked or anything. You can go right through pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, admin is my favorite because it's
Admin
really
is good.
dense, but you have so many movement possibilities. Like you can go to the basement, or you can go 1 stairs up and you can go through the cinema. From the basement, you can go to both kitchens. From the
It's a
kitchens, you
fun place to
go
fight.
back in the cinema. Like
Yeah, you
on
can do a
top,
lot of
can drop
different
down hall.
flanks.
It's fucking crazy.
Like you can get in and out of that building in so many different ways.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is just absolutely insane. But I definitely do like East Wing a whole lot more. But yeah, all that being said, I'm enjoying Streets.
Right.
and I'm excited to learn more on Streets because it's definitely, it doesn't hold itself to one style of gameplay like Woods does, or like a Shoreline a lot of the times does, because if you don't take something longer range to Woods, you're like, I've done Woods with an MP7, I've done Woods with a UMP, I've done
yeah.
Woods with pistols. It's doable, but I'm way more comfortable as going into Woods with a Mosin. Shoreline, again, depending on what you're going to do. If you're going to go to the resort, you're going to take a short range, fully automatic gun. If you're staying out of the resort, it's more of a DMR long range type of thing. If you're a Woods player, you like to stay out of the resort. If you are a customs player, you like to go into the resort. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But Streets, as much as it is a city and you're going from close range to close range, you can keep everything long range. Because you could get away and get to a totally different spot without anybody knowing at all. Like, it's just the movement and just the accessibility to every type of play style on Streets is just absolutely insane. I really enjoy playing it because I'll kill people and I'm like, why? Like, they had this gun. That's crazy. You know, like, you get people with hollows, you get people with 2x, you get people with the LPVOs. It's like, it's a very nice mix right now. And that could be, we're in the honeymoon phase. People are still learning, but I think it's a great a great addition to the game, and I'm really enjoying playing it. So, and going on to like moving around maps and stuff like that, I am really, really enjoying all the movement and the recoil changes that they have been making as of late. Every
Yeah.
single gun feels usable. And my MP7 build with only the front sight and a laser is even better. It's even better than it was, you know? Now you just don't need to run subsonic all the time. Subsonic still makes it even more of a laser beam, but like you can still use it. The PP, and we said last week on the podcast that the PPSH is usable, you know? And the reason I'm saying that I really enjoy these is because it allows you to play the game and enjoy other features of the game. And I remember, I think it was the first podcast we said where I said it feels like the game almost has an identity crisis, where the game is go in, loot things, get out, where and like that's what the game tells you to do, but you would go try and do that and you would pick up one thing and it was like, you got to get out, man. You're huffing and puffing, you can't carry anymore, you know? Where now it's like you can use things, you can loot things, and it's just like it brings up the ability to, okay, now I can go quest and PvP. Okay, now I can stay in the raid longer and kill more things and get more XP because I can move. I can now use this weird gun because it's actually usable and I don't have to use a pick of 3 guns in the game, you know?
Yeah.
So it allows you to almost enjoy the rest of the game because you're able to move and shoot things.
To add on that, I just had a raid like 5 minutes before the podcast started. I know it's irresponsible, but I killed 2 people. I had a pilgrim on, and I had 2 guns and a Corona on me with my own kid, and I was still able to move to the extract without having to lay down every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's huge. That's actually huge.
I have found myself using stims more this wipe, and that could have been more of a thing, but I also made it a conscious decision on my end to be like, I want to use more stims this wipe. I want to become an addict, you know? So
last wipe was the one I used stims the most for sure. Because of how it was last wipe.
Yeah, true.
It was definitely the wipe that I was like, if I didn't come in with an SJ6 and a mule, then I guess I was just fucked. And Propital.
Yeah,
So,
and that's as being somebody that isn't a Chad and being like a crazy good player, you know? You just needed that to get through the raids. You know, like
if I had a good raid and I wasn't getting out because I didn't have a mule, I was pissed.
Yeah. Yeah,
but that's the thing. Like, you can choose to use a mule right now, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
And that's the most important.
It's huge.
I think people are using mules now more to get out of situations than to get to extract.
Yeah.
I think they're using them as, I don't want to drop my bag here. I kind of want to just like get out of this area and reset. Let me pop a mule so that I can actually move, which I think is a better use of the mule than, hey, we need to get to extract. I'm overweight. Let me just pop a mule, you know? I think it's a way better way
it's
better
hard
way.
to justify not using one if you really like, if you're in a resort enjoyer and you're getting out of resort, you don't have rock passage anymore last wipe, then trying to get out like either path to shoreline or the other 2 extracts. It was just like, if you don't have a mule, I mean, you're gonna be spending 20 minutes trying to get out of the damn place.
Yeah. So
it's gonna take forever. Maybe
exactly.
Not 20 minutes. I'm exaggerating, but
yeah, it's gonna take way too long to get anywhere. Just to
and
it's just like now you can go through resort, get a whole bag of loot, run, kill somebody, and still be able to get all their stuff out. You know, so we're like, I definitely think we're moving in the right direction with things, allowing us to use things that we haven't usually used, but in a better way. You know. What about Waylon? We haven't heard from you very much. What do you
Well, as to see that I have not been able to play much. I played a few raids. Sorry, me and Dom are
Yeah, I know.
discussing in the chat why his name is what it is. I haven't got to use a lot of the guns. I have noticed, like, I've been using a lot of the GC36. I never even touched that gun when it came out.
Yeah.
Never touched it once. That's all I've been using since I've been able to play.
Yeah, it's so
Mhm.
nice. Like those
Like,
guns that they added, they were like, "Hey, let's add these guns. This would be cool." And then they add them and they're just not usable. They're just like the worst guns ever because the only thing you could use in the game at the time was 308 or 762 BP.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now it's like now you can actually use guns. And it's like it's just insane. It's just nice, you know? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also been wondering. I didn't look into the patch notes that much. I did like a small review, but I've been noticing M856A1 has been hitting a lot harder. Did they change it at all, or
I
Oh,
don't
I don't know.
I don't think they changed 5681. I think it's just that's what people are using now. You know?
I was just cussing M856 out in my stream because like I hit a guy like 6 times and
Well,
felt like marshmallows.
Dom, what was it the other day? Me and you. Okay, so me and Dom had an amazing day the other day. We were cleaning up dorms like dorms was our house. All right. It was our job. Waylon, I'm like hearing a feedback from you. Just FYI.
feedback?
Like
what kind of feedback?
I'm hearing myself through you. I don't know if you
As
have
we
to
speak.
Yeah, like I hear myself right now through you. I don't
Lighten
know.
up.
I mean, am I just too loud? Is that all it is?
Do you still hear
Could
it?
be, could be.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out.
I heard it as well.
Okay.
Like-
So me and Dom were just absolutely owning dorms. In the one raid, I killed a guy and he came out and he ended up going to Dom's chat and it turned out he had a 40 hit count on me.
Yeah.
40 hit count. I killed the
I
guy
forgot about that.
and he had 5.6A1.
Oh no.
Okay, let's be honest. You were healing the entire time, and the only thing you had left the entire time was like 10 HP.
I
in your
had
torso
yeah, I
hand.
was down to 40 HP. But
Yeah.
still, he had a 40 hit count on me. Yeah, I was using a Propitol. Yeah, I was healing like crazy, this and that, and we got in multiple fights. But it's like, what was he hitting? And how was I alive? But yeah, so I think 5.6A1 is not, it's still hitting the same. I think it's just everybody is using it more now because the guns are more
Susceptible.
usable. So people are like, wow, this is good. Because it was the same thing for 7.62 BP so long back. Everybody used to use 5.45 AKs. Everybody was like, oh, 7.62's garbage. Why doesn't 7.62 hit harder? It's supposed to. It's a bigger round, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, like 5.45 AKs became so much harder to use. So everybody switched to 7.62. And then 7.62 BP became the meta. And everybody was like, oh, if you're not using 7.62 BP, then you're not a good player. It's like, no, it's always been here. You guys just don't use anything other than the meta. So it's like, yeah. So I feel like 5.6A1 has always been there. It's always been the same. It's just now people are using it and it makes it seem like it's more usable.
Okay, so like talking about 7.62 on the AKs, am I the only one that currently feels like 7.62 PS is just
Meh.
Well, yeah,
I feel like it's dog crap. I feel
it's
like
supposed
just,
to be, man.
like last
It's
It's a
wipe, I had
mid-tier
to-
round.
Yeah, but like 7.62 PS though, it got buffed last wipe, and
It's the
I'm not
same.
feeling it. I don't feel
Yeah,
like
I'm
it's the
about to-
same then.
It
Let's
is. Like, again, it's the being able to use other rounds and being able to use other guns. You don't need to use 7.62 as much anymore. Like, I'm still using BP 5.45, taking out two guys. that clip that I put up where I killed those two guys as they ran around
Hmm.
the corner, I was using 7.62 BP or 5.45 BP. And like,
Yeah, I mean the only difference between the two rounds really is just the penetration or the damage.
yeah.
That's about it.
Penetration.
BP and PS or what?
So 7.62 39 PS is 57 damage, 35 pen, and then 5.45 BP is 45 damage, 37 pen.
Yeah. So I mean,
Not a
like,
wild
Oh, I thought you
difference.
meant BP
It's just a
762
bigger
BP
round.
on PS.
no,
Okay.
BP is
Oh.
still,
Yeah, you were talking about 5.45 BP, right?
yeah.
He was in.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
But
I
yeah,
mean,
I don't think anything's changed on the ammos necessarily, but like, I don't know. I
I
still
mean, I'm
think
still
PS.
rocking M855. That's still slapping people.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean,
they do feel a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
it's because you can hit
I mean-
shots. You can use the guns now.
M855 has
Yeah,
always
I
been
mean-
good because,
Yeah.
like, early wipe, you can get the 5.56 weapons lower recoil.
Like,
That's the
it's-
old way, but now there's just no recoil anywhere.
Yeah.
So now you could just use whatever you want, and 5.5 normally has a faster rate, or faster fire rate,
There you
which
go.
is
You got
Right.
it.
what you want. Thank
Yeah.
you guys, I appreciate it.
So I mean, like, I really don't think it's been that ammo has been feeling better or worse. I think it's just guns are now usable. Therefore, like, people are using them, you know?
Yep.
And realizing, hey, this actually feels pretty good instead of just, oh, big streamer says 7.62 BP's the only good round. Let me just use that, you know?
Right.
Now it's like big streamer is using off meta gun, but it still works, you know? It's like,
I mean, I got to try the Keter and the PPSH on Friday during scav runs, and both of them feel outstanding.
Yeah.
I did the PPSH and took down one PMC with it, and it felt so good. It was just like I had the initial recoil, and then it was just like I could adjust to the face so quick, and it was just like
Mm.
controllable.
yeah,
Felt so good.
Yeah.
And one thing that I've even been saying, or that I've even been seeing, is that um, your FOV makes a big difference in that. I've been seeing that all over Twitter. Like whether like if you turn down your FOV like through different scopes, apparently.
Oh, okay.
You may know more
so-
about it, Dom. I don't
yeah,
know.
that's a lot of
Yeah.
like camera stuff. So a lower FOV is going to cause more camera shake, where a higher FOV is going to cause less. And then you have that camera bug. Well, it's a bug, but a lot of people wish it was just a feature in the game that when you aim down sight, there is the FOV like change, where you
Yeah.
could actually get rid of that, and you could be running like an LPVO and zoom in, and you still have all the peripheral of the same FOV. And a lot of
Right.
people actually prefer that. And I know a lot of people that in every raid, as soon as they go into every raid, they set their FOV to be able to not change when they aim down sight and stuff like that. So
I quickly want to add on to what both of y'all said. First of all, Nathan, in my opinion, if you do that, you're stupid. Not because it's a crutch or anything like that. It's because it will probably get fixed.
oh
Probably.
yeah.
And you're gonna rely on a mechanic that's gonna get fixed, which means as soon as it's gone, you're gonna be dog shit again because you need to readjust.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna be, you're dog shit either way. If you're gonna be dog shit again, you know, so you're still bad.
I mean,
But
yeah, but
but what I'm saying is like that is a thing. It might be a bug right now, but people are advocating for that to just be in the game. Because I mean, it doesn't give you an advantage or a disadvantage. It's literally just a personal choice. Is whenever I pull up my gun, do I want to like have a smaller scope, or do I want to have a bigger scope? That's all it is. You know? So that's
make it
essentially
move
all
again?
it does. No.
I mean, yeah, but I just think like whenever you use something, and if you have to like readjust after the fact, after it's get patched out,
Well, what do
it's
you think of right hand peaks?
I think it's stupid. I just swing it.
But it's the
Swing it.
same thing. It's the same thing. Whenever that gets fixed, what are people going to be dog shit again? No, they're just going to find a new exploit to use. That's just
Yeah,
how it is. So I
just
mean,
swing
like,
it. Desync abuse.
it's the same thing as it's the same thing as all the other bugs that are used in the game right now.
Shoreline
Yeah.
audio abuse that used to happen before you
Yeah,
heard everything.
yeah,
There's always something.
It's the same thing. It's just another bug that's going to end up getting fixed, but people are actually advocating for this to be an actual thing. You know?
Okay, and
So
I got it.
we are about 40 minutes in. Do we want to keep going, or do we want to take that 5-minute break for Blake's tiny bladder?
I quickly want to add on what Blake said
Okay.
before we go into the break, because
Sure.
he was talking about the FOV changes that have an impact on
I
your
did
eye
want to
relief.
hear. I did want to hear about that a little more. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is happening is you have max FOV and you have like the lowest FOV, and they both have an effect on your eye relief. Like when you use a voodoo, for example, and you start shooting, I think it's most visible when you use the burris, so the TAC 30. If you have the lowest FOV, you almost have no eye relief, which means when you start shooting, your scope doesn't turn black as much, right? When you have a really high FOV, you're gonna have way more of that eye relief in there, so a black scope, especially within the first 3 to 4 shots. So what I think it was Axel that made a YouTube video about it, that he found a sweet spot depending on like what you are playing with. Like if you have a stretch screen, it might not have as big as an impact, but if you just use a normal 1080p screen or a 4K monitor, the sweet spot for it should be like around 63 FOV. To the point where when you shoot, you still have like the availability to see someone through your scope with the first few shots, which is a game changer, obviously, because if you can't see someone on your first 4 shots, you're gonna miss them.
Yeah.
Or you just have insane muscle memory.
My question is, what if you apply that with the FOV bug? Do you just become a god?
I mean, as good as you can be, yeah.
Yeah.
It could work. I'm like, if they want to keep the FOV bug with the scopes, be my guest. I'm still not going to use it. But I do respect and like
Yep, because multiple games have the ability to turn off the adjust to FOV when you're ADS. Like almost every modern game nowadays has that feature. So
I mean, I do like it that when I'm scoping down, like when you're sniping, for example, and you're looking around, I think that's a great feature. What is happening is like when people are FOV, they would like look around and then press tab so they can always be in that FOV.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
And I think that might be a little bit overboard. But
I don't
like
see
if you
how.
like using it,
how do you see
like
how do you see that being overpowered?
Not overpowered. I said overboard.
Oh, I thought you said
I think
overpowered.
it's a feature that doesn't need to exist.
I think it's just more of a personal
bashing
preference.
on anyone.
Yeah, exactly. It's
like
just
using it.
It's just a personal preference type thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's not like it's gonna help you or hurt you at all. It's just one of those things that people end up doing. Yeah, you get a smaller scope, like a smaller sight picture, but you can see more. So it's like you have your trade-offs, which is like a perfect, like, it's a game design thing. You have one good, one bad. Okay, let's flip it. Like, then people can decide which one they'd rather have. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I know about that when I first heard about FOV adjusting your scope, whatnot. The way that I was told and taught about it is if you had more FOV, your scope would change. Not saying like your TAC 30 or your 6 times. I'm talking about like holograph, whatnot. The way your eye position is going to be changing from your FOV change it'll change it to on your scope. So if you change it, you got to adjust to where your eye is putting on that scope again. So your aim's going to be off already. So the way I was told is what Dom was saying, sweet spot X like 63 FOV. It's going to be dead center of your screen every time. So that's what I've always just played on. And I always used to play on the highest
That's what I
because,
play on too.
I'm a Chad. I want to be a Chad. I'm not, but I always just went to the highest. And then I was like, well, let's try this. And I just started hitting way more shots. It was just instant.
For me, it's the other way around. Like I played on max FOV all the wipes, and then last wipe when that video came out, I was like, yo, let's give this a try. And I steadily declined in skill level. And I recently put it back up to max FOV again. And I don't know if it's just like the feeling of going faster that makes me move more, move faster. I don't know. I just feel more consistent with my max FOV.
I think it's
than
just a
opposed
lot
to-
of just getting used to what you're running. You know,
Yeah.
you're gonna
It's like
get
you
used.
said, personal preference.
Yeah, you're gonna get used to running anything you run. So changing it, it's gonna be like a crazy change. And I'll say this, I'll put this kind of in like, I don't know if anybody's gonna understand this, but in BMX, you can do your different gear ratios. Like your gear ratio is what does your rollout, how far you will go with one single pedal stroke, right?
Mhm.
And parents of these young kids are always like, oh, my kid is spinning. Oh, my kid is chopping. Oh, my kid isn't spinning enough. Like spinning as in like their legs going fast enough. And they will constantly, every track they go to, they'll switch a gear. Every race they go to, they'll switch a gear. And then it's like, okay, like if you keep switching your kid's gear like this and you're like, oh, he's spinning too much. Oh, he's spinning too much. Oh, he's not spinning enough. That kid is never going to get used to that gear and is never going to be able to perform with that gear. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like your body has so much muscle memory to things that I feel like changing the FOV constantly is a lot like changing a kid's gear on a bicycle, where they're never going to get
definitely.
used to it and you're never going to be able to perform at the way you want to. So I'm kind of just one of those people that just like, if you like a higher FOV, play a higher FOV. If you don't, it doesn't matter. Like play on the lowest. I don't care. But I think it's a lot of just play the game and get used to it how you get used to it. Same with sensitivity. If you're constantly changing your sensitivity back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, you're never going to hit a shot
Oh yeah.
because your body's not going to be used to moving the mouse. You know, you go
Can I
from being
just
a wrist
ask-
gamer to being a full arm gamer.
That's a really good question. We did the level check earlier. What's y'all's sensitivity on a mouse and in game? Do y'all know?
I do.
Yeah.
I don't know mine
Um,
in game, but I know I just have the app that just has mine set for everything.
I think I'm 800 DPI, then 0.25 on both on in game.
I'm
Okay.
1300 DPI and 0.7 on both.
Holy shit.
I'm
Brandon?
1500 DPI. I don't know in game, but it doesn't change for me.
Y'all's DPI are so fucking high. What the hell?
What are you on?
I'm pretty sure I'm on 400 DPI and 0.4 in game.
So
I don't have the room for that.
Yeah, 400 DPI.
Like
And
as far as the gap is between my thumb and my pinky, that's as far as my mouse can move before it hits my keyboard or my mic.
goddamn.
That's
He's
I've always
constrained.
done
He's
that.
constrained. So
Yeah.
and chat kind of brought up, do you think that exploiting a bug is cheating? No. I straight up don't.
No, it's bug abuse.
Yeah. It's could be a form of cheating, but I don't think it's cheating.
No, it's
You
literally
wouldn't
know
bug
which one you're
abuse. It's
talking
fine.
about.
Honestly, to play this game, you wouldn't be able to exploit like some of the bugs.
There are PvP bugs that are just like things that like just happen in the interaction just because the mechanics of the game. But there are also bugs. For example, fuck, I don't even know if it's a bug anymore. There were like walls that you could like lean into on the bunkers of reserve, so you can see if there was anybody down in the bunkers.
Oh,
on
you can do
reserve.
that
See-
on labs and
Yeah,
shoreline
see
and
that
custom.
that
Yeah,
is a bit
that-
like
That's taking it too far.
yeah. And I think the
No matter
community
how
knows
crappy the
that.
other people's intentions are,
Yeah.
that's a pretty
I
crappy thing
think
to
I
do.
think that the community kind of understands that a little bit too. Not, I mean, yeah, you always have the people that are going to be extract camping and stuff,
Mm.
but I definitely feel like there is a line that people are like, that's too much, you know?
Or the
So,
invisibility bug. Now, if you're doing that on purpose,
yeah,
you're a butthole.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Big
would have went to
sneaky
a
one.
straight fuck you. I don't like you.
But a lot of the invisibility, which we'll get to like a little bit later, is
Okay.
more of a bug than an exploit. Because there was
Right.
that exploit of
Well-
it that was released, but BSG did fix that.
They did.
Yeah, they
Okay,
came
cool.
out
Good.
after Logical Solutions said that. They were like, we fixed that. But it's still you just load in invisible, you know? Like that still just happens. So,
So my thought on this whole is it cheating? Technically, no, because the definition of cheating is using an external program to
got a thesaurus over here.
make you better. That still
But also
doesn't
give you an
justify
advantage.
using. Yeah, it still doesn't justify you using a bug on purpose to give you an advantage. Like
Yeah.
if you're doing that, you're just a dog shit player, and I hate
And
to
a
tell
lot
you
of the bugs that are actually used are more towards AI than anything. You look
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
right hand peak. That's more used on AI than anything else.
because really they took out the right hand peek bug when they adjusted the movement. So inertia, you move slow as hell when you peek.
Yeah. Well,
So
now
if that guy's
now,
already looking down the hallway, you're dead as soon as you peek your head out.
and
So,
and for some reason I think they might have the like slow lean right hand peak on rogues and scavs and stuff. I think they have adjusted the where scavs will see you, because I will now right hand slow peek and I'll still get shot at. It's like 50-50 the chance I'll get shot at now. So it
Yeah.
is kind of weird. Like sometimes I still will get shot at. But I mean, then you just find more ways around it. You know,
I mean, it's
there'll always be more bugs.
Yeah.
it's still the meta for killer.
yeah.
It's like, I don't know if you guys watch a lot of killer farmers, but yeah, it's still the meta.
Yeah. And I mean, like, yeah, people do use the right hand peek on players, but it's not as good. Yeah, okay, it is still the best way, but it's not as effective on players as it is on scavs.
The
You
more
know?
important part of PvP combat is moving in general.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
100%.
I mean, it sucks to say it, but like that's just how it's been. So
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of that
it's-
is just more
it's
exploiting.
more that even then
game.
the left hand right hand peek. It's just if you wide swing a left hand peek, then you'll probably win the fight.
See,
Yeah.
I
It's
used
less
to
likely
use
than a right hand
one
peek,
bug.
but do what?
I used one bug, but it was back in the day when bee hopping was a thing. Because you can bee hop down a shoreline hallway
Yeah.
and be heard like 3 times maybe, and you can be right at their feet. That was the only time I used an exploit, and that was just because I like.
That's
to
not even that
WP people.
bad.
Yeah.
That's-
bee
that's
hopping,
not-
dude. Bee hopping is just fun.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's like the stuff is still used. It's just like
Yeah.
people
I mean,
almost learn that as part of the game. You know? I mean, look at COD, the original Modern Warfare. Not the original, not the OG, but the 2019, the slide canceling. That was technically a bug because they took it out this one, right? They patched it out on the new one. So
Fuck, I hope they all stubbed their toe.
they didn't want that. They didn't want it, you know? So
Yeah.
they got rid of it.
I
It's
was
still there.
talking-
Yeah, it's still there.
Well,
People
you
find
still
ways around
go
it, no
around it.
matter
Yeah.
how they have to hold their controller. They're over there holding their controller like this,
Yeah, I know, they're just
to-
like,
Yeah.
but they can do it, you know? So
I'm so good.
yeah, exactly. And that's just kind of how it is, you know? That's just bugs in general.
Yeah.
I
mean,
think
I
that's
was-
why I've moved more towards the Milsim type of games, is because I liked not having to learn how to spam BA or whatnot. You know, I'll
He
just
didn't like putting in cheat
run.
codes.
Like squad
No, I
squad
don't
that
like
you've
playing
been
San
playing a lot
Andreas,
of
man.
that you've been playing a lot of lately. Squad is like more about. It's not even it's not
It's
even
about strategy.
It's about tactical. It's about tactically positioning yourself, basically. So
Yeah.
it's not just like sitting there just trying to kill other players all the time. It's about trying to like hold other teams down, and
Yeah.
it is a
Yeah, because
completely
I
different
mean,
experience.
in an average game of squad, your whole squad, like which is normally 9 people, will have a max normally of like 30 kills. That game is not about kills; it's all about strategizing to win, which is what I like, and I think that also applies to Tarkov. Positioning, strategy. You don't
Yeah,
have to
and it
kill that
does.
guy.
But so Veritas put out a video the other whenever he put out the is Tarkov going the wrong way, he had a lot of the clips in there that was like, we want this, but don't be like COD. When COD honestly has great animations, great weapon modeling, and great like gun handling stuff now. You know? Like a couple years ago, COD was not there. And now COD has caught up with their animations, with their gun handling and stuff like that. It has become a very, very good feeling game. I enjoy playing the new Modern Warfare 2. Waylon, I'm hearing myself again.
What the
Mhm.
fuck, man?
I enjoy playing the new Modern Warfare when I play with my friends that aren't very good, just because you can get around the SBMM. But I enjoy the way it feels to shoot and kill people. You know, like it feels good. And now that Tarkov has kind of went that way, they're not COD, because I mean, there's a stigma around COD that no video game can be like COD because COD is so bad, blah blah blah. When honestly, they reverted these changes, they made recoil more usable, and it feels better. It feels more satisfying to kill people. You know,
Let's be
and
honest, it's
again,
just a stigma along our
exactly.
community in
It is.
Tarkov.
It is. But they did that and things feel better. You can now play the game and enjoy other things. Again, it goes back to my very first point of these changes have really made it so that you can just play the game and it feels good instead of you shooting your gun and it just goes straight up into the air when you're like crouched and like in a position, it's just going straight up into the air. You actually feel like an operator. You know, if you asked somebody out on the street, oh, what do you think it would feel like to be an operator? If I could give you a gun right now and you could have all the ability of the operator, what do you think it would be? It would be somebody that can hold down full auto and just be like, and have it in a circle this big. You know,
Yeah.
that's what people think an operator does. Now, I know that that's not totally true. I mean, we have Trev in here all the time who can actually let us know what it's like to be able to do that stuff. But for a normal Joe Schmo on the street that just wants to play a video game and have fun, they want to feel like a god, you know? They want to feel like the best operator out there in the world. So giving us that gives a normal player almost a more realistic, a more immersive feel of the game.
Everyone wants to be that Chad at left swing.
Exactly.
Feel live.
Exactly.
Left swing, full auto, and like you just want to be that cool guy, you know?
Yeah. And like I'm not taking away the skill aspect. You still have to be able to hit your shots. You know? Like if you can't shoot me in the face, then you suck. Like you will lose that fight. Still.
I had that happen to me earlier where I fucking hit a guy 9 times and I left swung on him and I missed 2 shots and he just instantly had ice.
Yeah.
That's a GG.
Yeah. Like that still happens. But I just feel like fights and moving and everything just feels so much better with the way
100%
things
100%.
are. So break time?
Is it PP break time for
PP break time?
Little fiddles.
Yeah.
I need to get a phone for my mic because that's what it is. It's picking up through my headset because I'm deaf and I have everything on full blast.
Get one of these guys right here would be huge.
Dude, I know I need one. I'm just gonna shove a sock over.
I don't have one.
I used to do that.
Do you want some ASMR?
Hey
Just
there.
get
Mine
an
won't
Excel
pick that up.
on you,
Mine will
you'll be
only pick
okay.
up voices.
Hey there, baby girl.
Hey,
Oh.
All right. Well, you guys go to
Oh,
the
shit.
bathroom. You
All right.
guys go to the
All right.
bathroom. Do whatever you
I'll
got
be
to
back.
do, and then we'll come back. Oh, well, he turned more than that off. I'll tell you what.
All right, I'm gonna turn that off.
I like the
I
top
didn't
right
know he was
spot.
going to restart.
No, once he turns his camera back on, it should reset him. Yeah.
Damn it.
We're back.
The top
Welcome back,
right's like
dude.
right there below my camera.
I know.
Nice thing.
So how was everybody's potty break?
It was good. It's
Yeah.
good.
I went right in my
Fine,
chair. It's real nice and warm.
Real gamer. Yeah, you're a real gamer.
Yeah, in
I went-
about
I went
5
right-
minutes it'll get cold and I want to go change, but
I turned my
that's
camera
fine.
on. And
I got my
on the
blankie
drywall.
on me, so we're
Yeah.
fine.
The
I went on the
drywall.
drywall right behind me.
Yeah, that's why the
Nice.
guitar's hanging there. It's hiding the spot.
That's
Yeah.
why it took 10 minutes. Goddamn.
We had a little catch up to do, you know?
Yeah.
I had to check in.
All right.
The wife
Well,
and stuff.
get back to it.
Yeah.
Like
All
where
right.
it's
Back at it.
going.
All right. So there's been a lot of videos going around lately, ladies
Mhm.
and gentlemen, that about
Oh no.
Tarkov. I've seen people that are not in the Tarkov community be like, this game is exploding. Like, this extraction shooter's exploding. And it's like about Tarkov. And I'm like, this might be the worst wipe ever to say that this game is
I
exploding.
did see that. I was
Like,
wondering what you were
Yeah,
what
this
you were
game is
saying in these
kinda dying.
notes. I was wondering what you were talking about, and now that I think about it, yeah, I have seen that. Like people are like this new extraction shooter.
yeah, like it's not new. And this also is not the best wipe to be promoting this game, you know? Like this wipe
Yeah.
has started off very, very rough. But the first video I saw, it was about how battle royales are dying, you know? And I'm like, yes, thank you. Battle royales are garbage. Like, please get them out of here faster. Like, I can't stand battle royales now, dude.
I love them.
I
love
can't stand
PUBG.
them, dude. Like, but see, I loved old PUBG.
Yep.
Whenever it had a style of like a survival almost, where now it's more of a just go in and shoot people. You know, it's more of a
Yeah.
Fortnite. It's more of an Apex than anything. You know, it has lost its identity almost. But you
what
have.
is-
Go ahead.
What has happened with the evolution in gaming in general is that people, especially with like how social media and everything is now, there's an expanded like need for a narrative in a lot of gaming nowadays, where it's like first, I mean, PUBG of course like came first, and what was it? Oh, the old one that like Summit got big on. I can't even think of the name of it.
HZZ1 or something.
H1Z1, yeah. Like,
H1,
it was ever since like those that there started to become a narrative
so-
to these FPSs, and then it's become okay. The narrative's even better. You have to get out of the place, and I think it's just the next stage in gaming. Just like Battle Royale was
I
such
agree.
a huge step in gaming.
I agree, but you like so there's two avenues where battle royales have started. It was either Minecraft Hunger Games or it was DayZ, literally called Battle Royale, right? Like they actually called it just Battle Royale, and that's like those are the two where people are like, this is where Battle Royale started. It was a game mode to a game, right? It was just another thing that you could play on Minecraft. It was another thing that you could play on DayZ. Where
Didn't
now
CSGO also have a battle royale?
I don't think so.
What one?
CS:GO.
CSGO? Counter-Strike
They do.
Global Offense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
But
do.
so
Really?
they were game modes to a bigger game. Where now companies are now just coming out with battle royales as their own thing. Like look at Fortnite. It originally was its own game, and now all it is a battle royale. Look at Apex. It itself was its own game, but now all it is a battle royale. And then you see companies that have tried to do their battle royales and flopped, you know? And now you
Fortnite's still
see,
in beta.
huh?
Ooh,
Is Fortnite still in beta?
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
No.
No,
Sorry.
because
Sorry to interrupt you
it's
there.
been doing seasons and battle passes and stuff like
I
that. If it
think
was still in beta,
the
I'd be like, this is dumb.
I think the
Right.
campaign might be, but I
Yeah.
don't think
The
the
game
actual
itself.
multiplayer battle royale.
Yeah,
is.
Maybe
what-
once. Oh yeah, they did start like a season 1,
Yeah.
like in the like 2 or 3 years into their beta.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're
I was
good.
just curious.
So it's like, and then you take, so DayZ split, okay? You have the battle royale and then you have regular DayZ. But
Mhm.
then people were like, okay, how can we take these two then and mix them to where like you win, but like there's still the like survival esque style. And I think that's where a lot of the extraction shooters, and now you see these extraction shooters coming out, and it's like they are the new like battle royale like
Yeah.
baseline, right? Like, so you have Tarkov, which I say is like the standard. It's like the one that's like set the bar. Everybody's like, okay. Then you have Marauders. You have the Cycle. What else do you have? DayZ mods that are turned into Tarkov. And now you see there are more there's a game that's in Unreal Engine 5 that is starting to come out that a guy is making. That is an extraction shooter. And it's like Tarkov made this extraction style shooter as a testing place, you know? Like everybody's like,
Wow.
oh, Tarkov is going to be open world, Tarkov is going to be this, but they've created a genre. So is it going to go there? And it's just like, I'm super happy that battle royales are dying. I think they're dumb. I just like, I'm so sick of them. Like, I don't care if you're good at them or you're not. You play a battle royale for a couple games and it's just like, okay, I'm bored. You don't get anything out of it unless you're playing like a ranked mode. And even then, playing a ranked mode and playing pubs is pretty much the same thing because everybody that has a battle royale now has skill-based matchmaking. And it's like, you might as well be playing ranked anyway. And it's just like, I play Tarkov because you don't know what you're going to run into ever.
Mm.
And I feel like that's just, I think that an extraction style shooter is just a better battle royale. Not that it is a battle royale.
Yeah.
Dark and Darker, another good one. That
Mhm.
is really kind of taking battle royale-esque things and putting it onto the extraction shooter. Which I think it's really cool, but who knows how long it's really gonna last for. But yeah, so I think that's kind of, what do you guys think of the whole, like, I don't know. I feel like I kind of said a lot. I kind of said multiple points there where I think that there's these videos
I
of
think the
Tarkov
gift-
exploding, and then there's the death of battle royales, and a lot of people are like mixing them together.
I think the gift wrap, it's really just like about the evolution of what video games and content creation like kind of blend together to become. And I mean, talking about like the extraction royale is like a lot of what is becoming huge now because there is such more of a narrative to it.
Yeah,
I think that people really enjoy that.
there's stuff to do.
Mhm. It makes it feel more like a sandbox game,
Yeah,
like how I've been playing like survival games lately. That
Mhm.
feels so sandbox and feels like my own world that I can play in.
hmm
And then people can do that and almost and have that feel and almost mix it into an FPS.
Yeah,
And
and then
it's a
you
lot
look
of
at
fun.
some of the battle royales that are trying to do that. Like Fortnite is trying to add like challenges into their and quests into their game, and it's like, it's not a battle royale though, and it's like nobody does them because it's like, why would I do that when I'm here trying to win this battle royale? I'm not trying to do a quest, you know. Where Tarkov, it's okay, I want to go in and wipe a lobby, but you could go fight somebody that's just trying to get their pocket watch, you know. And it's like
Yeah.
two totally different play styles, but they're working together, you know?
Mhm.
Like, I think it's
You
just,
have the option of one or the other, pretty
yeah,
much.
or anything in between. If you want to go in and have a DayZ style raid, where you go in and you find somebody and you VoIP with them and end up running a raid with them, you can do that, you know? Or
Mhm.
if you want to go in and just go loot things, make money, you can avoid PvP completely and just go pick things up and get out, you know? You can build guns to just go in and kill scavs. Like, say you're trying to avoid PvP and you just need to kill scavs, you can go do that. Like, I feel like it's just, it has taken the best of DayZ and it has taken the best of battle royales and just kind of like made its own thing. Because I have a lot of people in my chat whenever I bring up the I hate battle royales thing, they're like, Tarkov's just a battle royale. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, a battle royale is one person wins. Like, you could go in a raid where no PMC dies. Like, that
Yeah.
could be a thing. Rarely, but it could be a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that also goes to the point of how battle royals are dying. I mean, and where Blake said, back to the old G days, what happened to good games being made? Everyone's ran out of ideas, so everyone's trying to copy everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Someone
look at
has a
look
good
at
idea, and it's
Battlefield.
all going back to where who's making the most money,
Mhm.
and then every company's like, that's where money's gonna be made.
Mhm.
Someone's gonna get tired of that one and want to try out this one,
And
and then it's just like that, pretty much.
it kind of goes into, because like then you have your AAA developers that are trying to make their own battle royales. You had Battlefield flop, you had Warzone, which actually exploded, but now you have Modern Warfare trying to, it's the first AAA
Mhm.
shot at an extraction shooter. I don't think they did it well, but it was a shot, you know, and they tried it. And people are playing it because nobody plays 6v6 anymore. Call of Duty is not 6v6 anymore. Nobody touches that, unfortunately, because that's my favorite part. That's the only reason I play COD.
Yeah, same.
But that's not where the player base is anymore. It's not in the 6v6. It's in the battle royale and in the DMC. But
Yeah.
that's just how it is, you know.
You know what I would love to see for Tarkov? And this might be a bit off track, but do you guys know Warhammer Vermintide? Or the whole
I don't
Yeah.
know any of the Warhammer stuff.
I
Yeah.
would like for Tarkov to have some sort of tutorial phase that you can opt for that is
Mhm.
Warhammer-esque build. So you have a quest and you need to go through customs or through factory, and you'll just have 3 main quests that you have, which you can play as often as you want. And maybe there's some variation in it. Like maybe you'll have to take out the killer, or maybe you'll have to defuse a bomb or some shit, you know? Just so you can have 3 different missions to get ready for the base game. So you at least know how to move and shoot.
But I
And
feel
it'll
like this game, it's one of those games that relies on the wiki so much and it relies on the community so much, which is a good thing and a bad thing, right? The fact that they don't have to take the time to spell everything out for us allows them more time to create better features for the game. Now,
Mm.
do they create better features for the game? That's a different conversation. But them allowing people to go to that wiki and to learn through creators and learn through the wiki and learn through just playing the game allows them to go down avenues of better game design and better game mechanics, you know, because they are a fairly small team. So what do you think the way forward would be if you wanted them to kind of move towards more of a, not hand holding, but a more here's what you do type of thing?
I think that honestly, it could just be implemented into an offline mode. I
Yeah.
mean, so just one of the main problems with this game is that it is not friendly to new players.
It's not user friendly at all.
whatsoever.
No.
It's terrible for new players.
Mhm.
So like just something,
Love it.
just an offline something that guides you through just customs or just woods.
Yeah.
Even map based would be nice, so
I
that
mean, that's
people
what they
could
have
like
the
know their
Sherpas
way
for.
around. Who
The
reaches
Sherpas
out to
never do
Sherpas?
shit.
Nobody reaches out to Sherpas. It's just
Yeah.
it's. I feel like just like even so, like how okay, we're right back to it. Fortnite. They have a base mode where it talks about the building, it talks about everything. Nobody played it, sure, but
It's there.
but it's there, and people can learn the game through that mode, and it's just like a very simple, very basic AI type of mode.
And
I
I
mean,
think
Warzone had it too. Like before you could get into Warzone, you had to play one match with AI so you could
Yeah.
get the basic objective down.
See,
so
that's also where
Mhm.
I think scavving comes into play.
yeah.
A lot of new
true.
players scav, which can show them at least to learn where they are on the map. Not necessarily they're not going to learn like questing, but now they can with like scav getting quests.
Mm.
Yeah.
Pick up certain items, bring
But
it
I mean,
back.
you
And
have
I
to be
think
level
that's
like
like a
15 for
good.
that. So
Yeah, you need to be level
Yeah,
15 and you'll need to have
but
your intel. But yeah.
I mean, does a lot of players come into this game just out of the blue solo
mhm.
without any buddies that like, hey, buy this game. I'll
That's
show you
how
how
I
to play it.
was. That's how I was.
Yeah, I know a lot of us were like that, but not a lot of people that are getting it now
Yeah.
are like that.
Well, I mean, you also have to think whenever people started playing this game way back in the day, it wasn't anything like it is now.
No,
It was much
It's
smaller.
wild to see it.
It was much smaller. It was much simpler. So they were just
Yeah.
like those people that were there at the beginning. They didn't need something to learn because they were just there at the beginning and were able to learn those core features. And then BSG added something on, and then they were able to learn that. And then BSG added something on. They were able to learn that. And now
Yeah.
we're out here where there is this much to learn, And it's like you get into the game and it's like, what? Like
Completely overwhelmed.
that was something. Okay, yesterday I was playing COD with a couple of my buddies, and my buddy was like, "Oh, Nathan, I could whip your ass in any game." We went into a quick scopes lobby. I beat him 30-5. Okay, and then I was like, dude. He was like, he was still just talking mad shit the entire time. Just like, I'm better than you at anything. Let's go play golf with your friends. I'll kick your ass. Like this, that. And I was like, bro, go buy Tarkov.
I love that game.
I do too. On it. Yo, do you want to do a stream of golf with friends?
Yes,
I would do
absolutely.
it. Yes.
Let's do it.
Yes. Buy it. Somebody play
Already
the kip. But I love that game. So I was like, dude, go buy Tarkov. I was like, you want a game that you think you can beat me at even more, go buy Tarkov. He went and bought it. I said, dude, I'm not helping you. I'm not helping you at all. I just want to see you go into the game. Dude, he had no clue what the game was. He loaded in and was like, what do I do? I was like, go find your extract. And he's like, what? And it's like,
where's my map?
yeah, the game is literally, and then you open the map and it just shows you a map. It's
And
just
you're
like,
where am I?
yeah, it
on the
just
map,
it's
and
like, yeah, you wanted a map, here it is. And it's like,
So
I
this was my first game on mouse and keyboard. First off,
Mhm.
awful. And then I was playing the whole game solo for the first wipe that I ever played. And my God, was it a nightmare. Unwatchable streams. I don't even I hope
Oh,
that
you
they're
streamed
off,
it too.
I hope that they're off Twitch completely because it was terrible.
I'm gonna dig them up now.
Yeah.
They
I need
are
to see.
dog shit, and it's just it's so hard to try, like, if unless you have somebody there to hold your hand or you're holding their pocket, whatever,
Yeah.
Little prison
Yeah.
wagon.
this game is so hard to learn, and if they made that transition easier, it would really open up the player base.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I'm kind of glad we don't have that though, because then I don't want all these little COD kids coming into my lobbies.
See, there it is. There it is. There it is again. Don't make the game like COD. That's what he just pretty much said.
No, I don't care about
because
it being like COD. I don't want the player base of COD coming over here.
You don't want the. I mean, and we can't
true.
say we can't say we don't want the toxicity.
I would love it.
Because
I would love it.
Because
dude.
Tarkov
I would have those kids in there and like them being toxic and me absolutely fucking putting them in the
But see,
dirt like
I
the
also
little shits
think
they are.
I also think that they wouldn't. I also don't think that those people would get Tarkov.
And if they would, they wouldn't be toxic because they're overwhelmed.
Yeah, they would probably get overwhelmed and quit.
Yeah, you are. You are.
Yeah,
pretty
but like
toxic.
I'm saying, like
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna turn. I don't think it would turn into a Rust.
God, please don't.
I don't think it would turn into that because those kids would just get absolutely stomped. You know, they would get stomped into the ground, and then they would leave, so it would be fine.
But I don't need to be called the N-word by a 10-year-old.
Dude,
there's so many. I get that on a daily basis, at least 3 times.
So I just don't know how they would be able to make that transition easier.
This little naked with a stone give
Is
AK
it
or else.
is it like
even just a tutorial video of a guy running through the map from a spawn, just at least just from each side of the map, so they know which side is which and where.
But why? Okay, but why do that if that's not the end goal of the game? Why go through
get people in and out?
But hold on, to go through this entire process of building out this is how you play this game, when this is not the game we're supposed to be playing at the end.
Because it's not out yet.
Exactly. Why would they go through all that work if this isn't even the game we're supposed to be playing? So I feel like that's why they're not doing it. So I feel like it's more, it has to be towards the end of development when they actually know what the game is going to be. They can't give us these tutorials of, okay, you have to start here and extract here. When the game is released, you go to that place to extract and it takes you to streets, you know? Extraction could be totally different. So it's like, do they go through the process now of creating these things to bring more people in, or do they work on the game, get it to where they want it to be, and then implement those?
I think they should do something small, just something for now, because the game has been this way for so long and they have no idea when they're going to actually be done the way they want it and get it to where we can be from.
But then that's where
another map.
But then that's where they have all these YouTube creators, they have all these streamers. People are going to go to YouTube anyway to learn how to do things. So why not just let the creators do it?
True.
You know?
I kind of want to cut in here because we're striving a little far off of what we are supposed to be talking about, and we still have like 3 points and half.
Well, you were the one who took us off the path, so
I know. And I'm going.
Take the wheel. Take me by my hand.
So we want to talk about. I mean, and we can kind of go through these real quick. I'm just gonna say them. There's the invisible players, the hit reg desync, and the server clusters. For playing around the world. So and I didn't put these on here. I put on the invisible players stuff. But you guys can kind of take the wheels on this.
Invisible players are on you guys. I haven't seen them, haven't touched it yet. So
yeah, they're fun. Did you see?
I haven't dealt with it yet.
Have you guys seen my
heard a
TikTok
lot
about the invisible players?
I have not.
Okay,
Wait,
so
I was in the stream.
You were in my stream.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Dude.
That was I was like, oh, is this guy hacking? Like, is he just shooting me through walls? Let me like wave at him. Let me just like wiggle at him, like see what happens. Because a lot of the time people are like, oh, if there's hackers, drop all your stuff, wiggle at them, wave at them, so they know that like, hey, you're not a threat or whatever. And that's a terrible way to go about it. I know. It's just like the right hand peeking. Oh, well, just do this. Oh, we'll just do this. No, that's dumb. That's just bad. It's just bad. Yeah, just shoot their feet. How can you be so bad at the game to not be able to kill a cheater, you idiot? Like, Just shoot him in the feet. That's how you're supposed to do it. BSG coded it like that. Like, that's pretty much what people say about bugs in the game. But I thought it was like I thought it was a cheater. So I was waving at him, blah, blah, blah. And then I just died. And I was like, what the hell was that? I was freaking out. I was like, that was really blatant cheating. I reported the guy, but he could have not even known he was invisible. Yeah, like after he shot me once as I was sitting there, he could have been like, am I invisible? And then just ended me because I got that entire kit back. I got
the
all
way
of that
the
kit
timing
back.
was, it almost seemed like he came around the corner, shot you once, and like he realized like he probably couldn't see him because you weren't even like trying to look at him or
Yeah.
anything. Because like there was like 2 or 3 shots that happened whenever you were healing in that corner. And the first shot happened, and then it just like stopped, and then it was like he just put you down with
Yeah.
the last 2 shots.
Yeah.
And God, it's a wild bug. I ran into it even last wipe whenever I was running labs with Everbilt. And
Yeah.
like,
I remember that invisible, but I thought they
Yeah.
got rid of it.
yeah,
That
I
was
think
kind of like a
next.
pop-in thing, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Where
just like
this
people
is
would
like,
pop in just like objects. But
I've
this
been
is like,
invisible. I've been invisible. I've had teammates that have been invisible. Like,
mhm.
it's kind of nuts. Like, and it's not
So-
like I'm doing anything. I'm just loading into a raid, and all of a sudden I'm invisible, or the person I'm with is invisible.
So I
It's
remember
just-
back in the
Parties.
day being invisible, not being able to see anybody, and just getting shot. But I had a hardware issue where I didn't have enough. I don't even remember what it was. It was either RAM or just the computer wasn't able to keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of my friends could see me getting my ass handed to me by some scav 150 meters away, but I had no idea what was happening because I couldn't see anything. But I
Yeah.
could run around and I could see everything on my guy and loot stuff, but I couldn't see anything.
And it's weird because some people can see the invisible players and some people can't.
And I think that's server based.
Yeah,
Like-
well, I mean, it's not, I don't think it's anybody's computers, because if it's happening
Yeah.
this much, it's not just like oh, people have bad computers. No, I definitely
Yeah,
think
no.
it's server side. But it's just weird because you will kill like I literally saw a clip of a guy, he killed a duo, and then this guy just like started running around like looking for this other guy, and the guy just started following him. He's like, I'm totally invisible. And then the player ended up just leaving the area because he couldn't find the guy or whatever. He followed him all the way into resort. They went up to second story, and the invisible guy started getting shot by somebody else. And it was like, that guy can see me, but this guy can't. And it's like, it doesn't make, it's just, it's really weird. And like I said, Logical Solutions came out with saying like, hey, there is an exploit that you can do it every single raid. But BSG later that day came out with the, hey, we fixed the invisible bug. We're still working on ways to make it permanent. There's still issues, stuff like that. It's just like, it's hard to play. Like, a lot of people are like,
Yeah.
I'm just not going to play, even though it's like, it doesn't happen super often.
And that
Yeah.
goes
I
back
gotta be
to the
honest.
fact. Go ahead.
It happened way less in the past couple 2 days to me, or 3 days, where as like I think a week ago it would happen every other raid.
Oh yeah, it happened a lot.
But this
So-
goes back to the fact of like this game is exploding. This is the wipe I've seen the most players, like OG players, stop playing.
Leave. Yeah, and it's
they're
like,
well, I'm done.
but then you see these
Yeah.
YouTubers that are like, oh, this game is exploding. It's like, is
No,
it?
it's not. It's not.
Like, have you guys ever watched Jack Frags?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like Jack-
big.
Oh.
Used to play.
Battlefield.
Yeah, used to play Battlefield guy. Now
I
he's on
love him.
Warzone. I can't stand watching his Warzone content. I think he's kind of sold out a little bit. But he came back and played some Tarkov, and I'm like, man, like, he's like, oh, I'm finally having fun with Tarkov, and it's like, this is the least fun wipe ever. Like, I had more fun last wipe when they added absolutely nothing than I am.
And fix the game.
Yeah, and like, not to say that I'm not enjoying Tarkov. I'm having a great time on Tarkov. I'm having a ton of fun, but it's like,
Right.
this is objectively the most broken wipe that I have experienced. And
Yeah.
it's like, people are like, oh, this game is exploding. This game is so good. And I'm like, no, you know? So, but you guys have hit reg and desync. Who put that one on there?
Yeah, I put that on.
Oh yeah.
I added the desync on there
Okay.
for just because like the desync
hit-
helps a lot with
The hit reg
understanding
and the
reg.
desync is this. Yeah, they're pretty much the same thing almost.
Yeah, I don't know. Lately, I've been like, even a buddy of mine, he sent me a video of where he was shooting a guy with an AK, and his fucking reticle was on this guy the entire time, and he shot like 16 times. And in his post death screen, it was like 3 hits.
Yeah.
Right. And I've had the same thing, like where I shot my very first raid today was I had a toss and I flicked on this guy's head, and I had to look it back because I couldn't believe it. Like, I knew I shot his head, but like I died and I had a 0 hit count.
Yeah.
So I had to go back and watch it in 0.5, and
I mean,
hit
that's
his head.
The hit reg and a desync has been a topic going for. I've been playing for 7 wipes, and it's been going for 7 wipes. You know, and I think my biggest question, because I think all the questions have been asked, is like, what is it? Is it server side? Is it client side? Authoritative? Is it the right hand peaks? Is it ping advantage? Like all of that. Okay, everything under the umbrella, everything that has ever been said. But what I haven't ever really heard anybody said is, how did games like DayZ, these giant battle royales, and just like open world like MMOs and stuff, how do they handle all of this without the hit reg issues? How does DayZ?
I don't know.
How does DayZ, with all their loot, all their players, all their infected, not have the same hit reg issues?
See, I think the way they do it, at least DayZ, is they just have a bullet trajectory. And if that player runs into that trajectory at the perfect time, that's the way it happens. Which Tarkov, I don't think, has that, because they have to have certain ways. I don't know
But
exactly
that
their
still
ways.
doesn't mean, that still doesn't solve the problem of when that person gets hit, it gets sent to a server, and that gets sent to the client, and it comes back. Like, it's still the same type
Concept.
of thing, right? Like, am I
Yeah.
wrong in thinking that?
No.
No.
I don't understand how DayZ can have this massive open world, all this loot, and yeah, DayZ has to do these server restarts every so often, but every time you go into a new raid, you're in a new server. So it's like, where is the issue?
To me, DayZ seems like it has such a higher amount of information that is needed with every single item too.
Yeah, and it's
it doesn't make much
and
sense.
people
to me.
mod DayZ to be Tarkov, and it has like it doesn't have the same issues, and it's just, I don't know. I could totally be wrong, because I'm not a daily DayZ player. I'm not a daily battle royale player to be able to tell you that hit reg is perfect on those games. I'm not saying it is, but it's just like, how
It felt
can
pretty good
these
when I played it?
how can these games do it so well, but Tarkov is something that we're like, what? Like, this doesn't make any sense.
I mean, there's several things where I think like, okay, it's explainable, and like we all know Tarkov is a small company, or the BSG is a small company, and there's all these loot pools that need to be calculated, trajectories, different types of bullets, player movement, scav movement, bosses that need to spawn in, safes that have loot in them. Like, there's a lot that's going on in one raid, which could explain a lot. That paired with BSG not being the richest company and BSG not being the biggest company at that, I think that goes hand in hand with the fact that the servers might not be optimal, and they're trying to fix that. And that goes hand in hand with the next thing, server clusters and like all that stuff. And I just think it's a really big problem for the way the game is, because a lot of it relies on shooting other people and looting them. And if you're shooting other people and your bullets just, I don't know, ricochet off their
So,
fucking Paka or
I
whatever.
guess my question is, are you for the server clusters or against server clusters?
I'm so against it. I'm so against it.
But what other game do you play that allows you to select a specific server?
Uh, that's a good
That's
question.
true.
Like,
None.
I don't really play
Exactly. So
a lot
I
of other
don't
games.
think it's the server selection or server cluster issue. I think it's more of a what servers should people be in issue. Because we shouldn't be the ones that have to select our servers. I like the server cluster because it means I play against more people. I get less dead raids. But I also get the fact of people, there are server clusters that people can't play with anybody. Australia, there's like one server you can get on. So again, you just have dead raids all the time.
Yeah.
You know? So, and no other game is you go in and select a server. Yeah, you have MMOs, but again, that's a region. You select a server region.
Mhm.
I think that it should just be they throw you in a server where your ping is high or ping is low. I mean, I think that's what it should be. And if you play with people that are far away, it should try and pick a server in the middle. I
Yeah,
don't think it's necessary
that would be the perfect
because
option.
I hate the fact that it's like, oh, there's cheaters on this server. I'll just go change servers. Like that's dumb.
That's not it for me. So like,
No,
what
I'm
the
not
server
saying it is, but I'm
cluster
just like
is-
that's just a dumb thing that people do.
why I find
Hey.
it so shitty is because I have a lot of friends like you guys, like from the US of A, right?
You
But I
guys
also have a
okay.
lot of friends in
Mhm.
Oceania and like Africa, and I need to be able to select certain servers if I want to play with them. Because if I go into the West region now, I can have a server with 120 ping, but in the next game I would have a server with 250,
Yeah.
which means I cannot play with certain friends across the world anymore. And that's where playing around the world comes into like play, right?
But a lot of the time,
Um,
whenever you are playing games nowadays, you're not necessarily playing. Like Tarkov is it's a weird game because you can get those servers across the world and stuff like that. You can play with those friends and you can make those friends where other games don't necessarily have that. You know, other games ping is king and it's just whatever the closest server you can get to is that's what you get to. So we have a very unique situation because of the past that we've had where we could select what servers we played on, right? Like before it was I would pick anything under 100 ping. I would have like 30 servers selected, just under 100 ping. That's what I would pick. I didn't care what coast they were on. I could care less if they're East Coast, West Coast, Central, over across the pond, whatever. It didn't matter. If I had less ping on it, I'd play on it. I was never one of the guys to manually pick my servers, but like that was a really cool concept, but it does create a lot of issues of now there's many people that have friends that are across the pond or whatever, and it's like we can't play with them anymore. And it makes things difficult. So it's almost like BSG has put themselves in this own situation. When if they would have done it differently to begin with, it might not have been here. Yeah, me and Dom might not have known each other. None of us might have known Dom, but like it would have been a better system to start with, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I would have
I mean-
never met you two if I didn't decide to stop playing on West Coast servers because of cheaters. Just saying.
Yeah.
What I also mean with playing around the world is, have you guys ever played on EU servers?
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
no.
I won't touch
Wayland?
them.
Yeah. Me and Waylon, no. It's
won't
too much
touch 'em.
ping going that way.
Like I said,
So-
I've played all like anything that was under 100 I would pick, and there was often a couple of them were EU servers.
So,
So
I'm
what-
too far away from that
Yeah,
to
because
play
they're
with
like
you.
Central and West Coast.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
East
okay.
Coast, so I can hit
Yeah,
those
yeah.
servers.
Okay. So what is crazy to me is the massive difference in playstyle and knowledge between EU people and NA. To like pile onto that, when I play EU, 90% of the EU people know how to not make a sound. Given 80% of EU people, in my experience, tend to play slower, right? And when I go to NA servers, people from NA are
They're cracked.
easier to let them push you. Right, like it's actual PvP and it's not just okay, I go into a resort and I have to fucking clear every single corner because some guy with a cutter or some shit is gonna crawl out of a bush and rip my legs, or KS-23 next to 301. And I'm not saying everyone plays like that, obviously, but I've just noticed it way more on EU servers than on NA. And I just think that that's insane. Like, even if I do encounter campers on NA, they don't realize they make a sound when they move.
See,
or they do realize and they don't give a fuck.
The only thing I've ever known about EU is like I've just heard is they have more cheaters. That's all I've ever heard.
This wipe, yeah. In previous wipes, I didn't really have a big problem with that.
Like the amount of people
wipe,
that are like, don't run EU, don't run the coast servers, only run central US servers. It's like, I don't think that everybody that plays on these servers is cheating. Like, I'm just like, I've always been the guy, either I would run auto servers or every server under 100 ping. Just because I wanted people to run into, and you still got dead servers. I don't know. That's just the only thing I've ever heard about EU players is they were cheaters.
I don't know. The more you play this game and the more knowledge you get about this game, you tend to find more cheaters. Just because like that's not possible.
Yeah.
Like some guy smacking you in your ult and face shield 55 freaking times with BCFMJ. That's not happening.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry,
Right.
but I don't care how good you are. You could be point blank with me. You're missing 90% of those shots. Unless you're like freaking Pastilli or Landmark.
I think it was yesterday or the day before that when I was shooting at a guy and he was mid-jump and he was like jumping away from me, but at the same moment I got head eyes by PSO from like 60 meters away.
Oh, wow.
Like first shot, and I was like, oh damn, he a gamer.
Well, there was a guy.
Yeah.
It was me, Dom, and Jay were playing the other day. And we were in dorms. And Jay was doing surgery in one of the kitchens, and all of a sudden he was like, there's a guy shooting at the building, like the wall I'm beside. And we were like, oh, well, that's fun. So then Jay came out of the building, and me and him were standing right beside ice cream outside of 3-story dorms, and he was shooting ice cream, like the backside of ice cream at us. And we were just like, all right, yeah, like this guy's being blatant about it. Like, we're gonna die either way, so let's just push him and try and kill him, the three of us. So Jay went straight at him. I went out left. Dom went out right. Instantly dropped Jay. Me and Dom pinched him at the same exact time. Instantly, both of us full auto head eyes, one shot where we're both dead. And we came from opposite sides of him.
You got one shot. My Alton, he full autoed my
Oh,
Alton.
well,
I ricocheted 5 M80s from my Alton, all in the fucking face, and a 6-shot killed me.
Yeah. And it's just like, I feel like people are just becoming more blatant about it, you know?
I mean,
yeah,
at
they
that point, it's just
can
GG
get away
right,
with
right?
it at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they just run VPNs and then they can just buy another account. I'm not saying BSG has a terrible system, but there's there's so many ways these days around every system is that you just can't really do anything about it. Like,
so
you can
what
they're a step ahead of us always.
What BSG is doing, and this happens with all like indie developers in general, they don't have the money to build their own things. Modern Warfare, and again, back to COD. I know we can't be like COD, but I'm sorry. Modern Warfare 2 and just 2019's Modern Warfare, they created their own engine, they created their own sound engine, and they've created their own anti-cheat. Whenever a game has their own proprietary thing, that makes it so much better. But BSG can't do that. They don't have the resources, they don't have the people there to be able to do that. So what they have to do is they have to use what other people have already made and try and make it work for them.
Yeah.
So all of the stuff we're cheating, BSG can't really do anything because it's BattlEye. All the stuff with the sound, BSG can't really do anything, and they're trying to implement things, but they're with the sound. But Oculus is the new sound engine. They have to now rebuild everything inside Oculus, not just build their own sound engine.
Yep.
Same with they're using Unity, which has a lot of networking issues. That engine has a lot of issues with networking. Where if they would build their own engine from the ground up, they would be able to address those issues right on the spot, right? But BSG might not have the ability to do that. They might not have the people that are smart enough to do that. And it just makes things hard because they're an indie developer. They can't necessarily just grab infinite resources, you know?
Yeah.
So it does make it hard.
For some funds.
Looking for some funds. I mean, like, I think BSG has funds, but I just don't think that they have the ability to be able to do these things.
Yeah.
They don't have
Dom.
They don't have 3,000 developers to go do this, you know?
Yeah.
If I feel like if Modern Warfare 2, they had 3,000 developers, 3 years to make the game. That's the big meme about Modern Warfare 2. 3,000 developers, 3 years to make the game, and it's still dog shit. If it wasn't the marketing teams running the development of the game, and it was actually people that want to build games, that game would have probably been amazing. But it's people that can build these games, but they don't have the ability to because the marketing team is like, no, build a shop that works. It's like, so I feel like if BSG had the devs, it would be better, but they just don't. They don't, and that's just the way it is. And a lot of the issues, and I know I sound like I'm the guy that's like, oh, BSG doesn't, like, they don't deserve the blame. It should be on everything else. But I mean, like, it's not just their fault, you know? They can't really do anything about the cheaters. If BattlEye doesn't catch them, it's not their anti-cheat. They can't just do that. So
we always got Rengar.
Yeah, we got Rengar though, so that's funny.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to call him out like that. It just flopped out.
You don't. It's not like he's gonna see this.
This is the video. This podcast blows up, and Rengar's
Yeah.
like, you know what? Fuck you guys.
Honestly, fine. Like it's not like I'm ever gonna be competing with Rengar, so like that's fine. He's playing. He's playing a different game than I am. Okay, so like you can say whatever you want about him. Like
he's a cool dude. Man.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like I watch his videos. He makes good content, but like it's us saying that. I feel like is not going to get anywhere.
I don't even know what we're talking about, to be honest.
Okay, I'll give you a shorty. Rengar got killed by a guy, thought he was hacking, and then was like, I'll get this guy banned in 10 minutes. Turned out the guy wasn't hacking, but a guy from BSG did hit the manual ban on him.
So like
really?
every big streamer's fucking power.
Yeah. So yeah, then there was the whole like explosion of should streamers have this power, blah blah blah, this, that, everything. So yeah.
That's
I mean, it just goes to like I'm gonna go back to Squad for this. Like Squad has their own like people actually run the servers. It's not Squad running servers.
That's like Daisy and Rust and stuff. Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah, you have admins that run on the servers. But you can't do that. Like we don't have custom servers for Tarkov, so it like
I know.
That would also
My
break the
camera
game.
is blurrier than a.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say it, but I didn't want to interrupt.
I'm trying to get it to.
There
it
There we
is.
go. All
There
right.
we
Mine's
go.
a bit like funky when I put my hand up there, and y'all
Yeah.
just seen my crusty hands. So
Yeah, those are
You're
working.
welcome.
Those are
You
working
could use some
hands.
cocoa. Get some
Working.
cocoa butter going, you know.
But
I'm
yeah,
good.
so
I'll
but yeah,
use some of Nathan's homemade cream.
there you
Oh
go.
my god.
You can.
That
You
stuff
can use
works
it.
wonders, man. You see
It
these
does.
bags? They're going away. They're going away. Ah,
He
I just
got you
keep
in the
looking
head
at this
eyes,
one
huh?
eye. It just looks terrible right now.
On that note, I think we're gonna wrap it
Yeah,
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about that time.
Good idea.
But yeah, guys, I think anybody have any closing arguments? Anything they want to say?
Yeah. If your computer messes up, don't fix it. Buy a new one.
True.
Because you're gonna have to re-download everything as I'm doing as we speak.
Yeah, you might as well.
If
just
you
buy a
guys
new
see
one.
me back here, I'm just kind of like moseying around. I'm just re-downloading everything.
Oh, so you did what I recommended.
Oh, I just hit the reset button,
Yeah, he shut it off and turned it back on.
which ended up deleting all of my drivers and everything. So we're good. We'll see if it fixes
You
it. If
don't- you
not,
don't need
I'm
those.
throwing it away and I'm buying a new one. No, I'll buy
Money
another
bags.
power supply.
Money bags over here.
No, I ain't
Yeah,
got
I
that
was
money.
just about to say,
You want to
God,
buy me one?
No. If this one doesn't work out,
No.
though,
I'm the one that needs one the
I
most.
will end up
True.
buying another computer and then
Yeah.
using this one as a stream.
Buy Blake one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll just send
Why
him
not?
this one if this one goes to shit. He can fix it.
I'd find a way.
You just gotta promise me to delete all of my browser history.
Yeah.
No, that's how I got into PC gaming again. A buddy of mine was like, yeah, Dom, I got this broken PC at home. You can have it and you can fix it up. And literally all I had to do was like re-plug in the graphics card.
Oh man.
I tried that. I tried that.
And it
Yes.
was like this whole ass PC with a Ryzen and a 1050 Ti in it and stuff in it. And I paid like $20 for it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
No, if this doesn't work, I'll just end up getting another PSU because it could be it. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, this one has been like unplugged by accident before from like my little brother, my dogs. You know, it could have put wear onto the PSU for a while. So
Your dogs.
yeah,
Okay.
That doesn't seem healthy, but okay.
But
my
yeah,
dogs will walk back there and they'll hit the power supply and you know
I
stuff happens.
thought your dogs were like gaming. You know. I was
Yeah.
like, how?
Ugh.
My dogs are just as big of a chads as I am, bro. You don't know it, but Avoid's me, my dog, and I don't remember the other username for my other little dog, but yeah, that's them.
All right. Well, who's staying on? Dom.
You are
Dom
Dom?
Maroon.
Dom's getting the raids.
I'll be
Yeah, I
on,
think
but
so.
I'm gonna be just moseying around, fixing everything. I gotta put all my sources.
You're
back
not
in.
gonna be streaming, is what you're saying.
No.
Okay.
Not for a while.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Yeah. So
I'm gonna
we're
do a 5-minute breakdown. My
yeah,
brain
well,
fried.
you're getting the raid, so you better be ready for it.
They better be ready to watch my BRB screen.
That's fine with me. That's fine with me. That's for them to figure out.
Yeah.
It's just like a starting soon screen, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
think
you
of
might
it
as well
as
just
that.
turn it to that.
Yeah, just turn on the starting soon screen.
Yeah, but that one doesn't have clips.
Well, whose fault is that?
I'm pointing
Oh.
at where it is on my
Yeah,
screen,
I'm-
but
I'm-
he's over here.
Yeah, he's up here.
Me and Nathan were pointing the right way, but Blake's just like
Yeah.
way
Yeah,
out
Blake,
here.
Blake was pointing off to like over here. He was pointing at Blake.
So you're pointing away from me.
Yeah.
You're
All
pointing
right,
at me,
guys.
Dom.
All right.
How dare you?
Well, all right. Hope you guys have a good one. And
Yeah,
you too.
we'll
You
get it
guys
back
too.
to it next week. All right.
Yos,
All right.
yos.
Yo,
I-
Nathan, you on tomorrow?
I am.
He's on every day of the week,
Yeah.
Mm,
other than Saturday and Sundays.
Yeah. We'll
Well,
figure it
now
out.
We
We'll
gotta get
figure it
some
out.
games in tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
All right. See y'all later.
Later.
Later, guys. Bye bye.
Bye.